Hello everyone, I am Zeba Rizvi from CCMB India. First of all, I'd like to thank our organizers to give me opportunity to present here. Today I'll be discussing about atypical cell cycle of Plasmodium, in particular about role of Cullin proteins and their nidulation and evidence of one of them being involved in SCF-E3 ubiquitin ligase. So let's begin. Today's audience already knows about dual host life cycle of Plasmodium. So in its life cycle, it undergoes 5 events of cell division which are encircled in black here. The cell cycle of Plasmodium is atypical in terms of nuclear membrane integrity throughout nuclear division as well as multiple rounds of replication without cytokinesis, which is known as schizogeny. In particular, if we see the erythrocytic schizogeny, the cell cycle can be divided into G1 phase and alternating synthetic and mitosis phase depending upon nuclear division pattern which one can observe through Giemsa stain or staining through DAPI or Hux stain. Now, any eukaryotic cell is basically interplay of 3 factors, which are basically cyclins, their kinases and inhibitors, and E3 ligases. But these are very non-canonical, atypical and primitive form in case of Plasmodium according to in silico studies. Now, if we want to study the cell cycle in Plasmodium, one can probe into E3 ligases, which are regulators of cell cycle. The cell cycle related E3 ligases are APC, which is anaphase promoting complex, which mediates metaphase to anaphase transition, and SCF, which mediates G1 to S phase transition. Then question comes, what are these E3 ligases? So these E3 ligases are basically an important factor of ubiquitination reaction. These E3 ligases provide substrate specificity. So there are 3 classes of E3 ligases and majority of them belongs to one class, which are Cullin based E3 ligases, which has Cullin proteins as a molecular scaffold and have many proteins coming together to form N-terminus substrate acceptor arm and C-terminus catalytic arm. One of the CRLs is SCF, which is SKP1, Cullin1 and F-box protein. This complex becomes active when NEDed protein binds covalently to the Cullin1 protein, and the process is called as nidulation. Nidulation makes structural changes in the complex through which ubiquitination of the substrate happens. So this basically decreases the distance between the 2 arms, N-terminus and C-terminus arm, from 50 angstrom to very near to allow the chemistry of ubiquitination happen to the substrate. So we in our lab have expressed NEDed protein exogenously in Plasmodium falciparum, and to our expectation upon western blot of NEDed parasite, NEDed expressing parasite, we got 2 covalently conjugated high molecular weight proteins which we identified through mass spectrometry as 2 Cullin proteins of the Plasmodium, and this part of the study we published recently in 2020. After knowing that Plasmodium falciparum has Cullin nidulation, which made us to hypothesize that Plasmodium has active SCF complex. So we did in silico analysis and putatively identified the molecular players of SCF complex, which are RBX1, SKP1 and Cullin proteins. Now to investigate the presence or absence of SCF complex in Plasmodium falciparum, we made knock-in and episomal lines of these selected proteins in Plasmodium falciparum and did co-immunoprecipitation followed by mass spectrometry, and we got association of these proteins with each other. As we can see in this table, RBX1 associates with the C-terminus part of the protein here, and same happens with the Cullin1 IP mass spec of Cullin1 proteins, and SKP1 proteins associates with the N-terminus part of the complex, which are listed here. Now after that, to be sure, we also did one-to-one protein-protein investigation, and we have the results which says that one of the Cullin protein, which is basically Cullin1 proteins, Cullin1 appears to make SCF complex in Plasmodium falciparum. To know more about my work and more detail about my work, please visit to my poster booth and live session also. Thank you so much.